Another red day. Everything seems to be going down. The price of BTC is obviously trading at 9,449. Plus, it really seems we are having a whole lot of, trouble, especially when it comes to the bulls defending the current prices. So obviously in today's topic, we're going to be talking about what the price action of BTC is going to be like in the nearest future, because yesterday we did talk about the fact that BTC might potentially reach as high as 16,000 US dollars. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys were very skeptical, and a lot of you guys were actually offended by me even raising that point, because everything seems to be so bearish right now. But I just wanted to talk about the BitMEX funding and premium index. This is a very good sort of indicator which provides BitMEX data as far as longs and shorts and the general consensus of the traders. So as you can clearly see, right, if you look at the weekly, the BitMEX funding and premium index is very negative. It's very bearish. A lot of people are obviously speculating as far as the BTC price is concerned. They are speculating towards the downside. So this is one of the reasons why we are having a very negative BitMEX funding and premium index indication right now. So obviously if we take a look at the daily, right, so the daily is showing us that we are still slightly in the negative and we are moving towards the bullish side. So as you guys can clearly see, we are almost crossing over. So generally the general consensus of a lot of traders who are speculating and trading on BitMEX are generally bearish right now. So this is one of the reasons why in yesterday's video I said that we might have a situation where the market makers try to flip the price of BTC to the upside, because right now a lot of good traders, a lot of traders with a whole lot of money are bearish. So I really hope that you guys understand. But anyway, this is very delicate sort of information, so it's very hard to base your judgments just over this. But anyway, if we look at the general consensus, right, if we look at the overall perception of what's been happening to the price of BTC, I think this is very blatant and clear that we are obviously in a downtrend and we are going to most likely continue dropping down. It's just a matter of when and how long you guys can be patient enough to have your shorts be profitable on your side, because sooner or later the price of BTC is obviously going to continue dropping down. As far as the OBV is concerned, on the weekly, this is we might have a bearish divergence right over there, but right now the most important thing is we are trading slightly above the 20 exponential moving average, which is the 20 EMA, which is the orange line right over here. So as far as the weekly on balance volume is concerned, we are still above the 20 weekly exponential moving average, but right now it really seems we are moving fast to the downside. So we might have a situation like that, just like we had in the previous in the past. We had situations, for example, here in 2017, right, we obviously dramatically dropped down, where the OBV price literally started trading below the 20 exponential, or rather 20 weekly exponential moving average right over here. And when that happened, the price of BT just continued going down. So this dramatically and drastically happened like in a very short period of time. So the most interesting thing that I really wanted to talk about is the resilience of the unbalanced volume, the resilience of the unbalanced volume right over here, because we have been trading way above the orange line for a very good amount of time. If we had to compare this with 2017, right, it only took us like less than 3 weeks in order for the price, or rather the volume, the OBV, to be dropping, or rather to drop below the the orange line, which is the 20 weekly EMA. So this is one of the reasons why I really think that this is obviously most likely a run up, which is going to be sort of significant, especially in the future when the price of BTC is going to be going up high, because we haven't even reached our previous all-time high. So I really believe that in the next coming weeks, especially when we find stable support, most likely on the 20 weekly exponential moving average right over here, right? Because we obviously have to test and make sure that our support is like really intact. So as soon as this happens, we might have a situation where the price of BTC might do that. We might find a little bit of support and then continue our upward trajectory just like that. So I am very excited. So if you look at the 4 hourly, the 4 hourly is showing us that we are literally or rather slightly trading above the previous low right over here. This was a very dramatic week to the downside, and right now it really seems we are just slightly above the all-time low right over here. So anytime we might end up falling off of the cliff, we might end up breaking this low right over here, because I really believe that a lot of people have got their stop losses set right over here. So whenever the price of BTC is going to go and crash this low right over here, I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of panic, a whole lot of commotion, and a lot of stop limits are going to be triggered, and then we're just going to propel to the downside way too quickly. So yeah, I hope you guys are definitely going to be trading and doing what's really going to be good for your portfolio. So right now I'm just looking for another good entry as far as shorting the price of BTC is concerned. So if we look at the 4 hourly, it's very clear to see that the price of BTC is having major resistance on this orange line, which is the 20 exponential moving average. Of course, this is the 4 hourly. So yeah, BTC is having a whole lot of trouble crossing that threshold. So if you guys are going to be obviously looking for shorting opportunities, I would prefer if you guys would get a better entry as far as the price of BTC is concerned. So anything which is going to be above the 4 hourly EMA and right over this area, this is I'm using the slingshot indicator right over here. This is the one which is basically getting to show me aggressive entries versus conservative entries. So like, for example, if you guys can I don't know how well you are able to pick this up. If you guys can see these arrows, right, these are basically good conservative entries. So like whenever I have this signal right over here, right, it's very clear for me to see that we are obviously going to have a downward momentum, and it's very easy for me to like scalp and basically get to make a whole lot of profit. So the yellow bars just basically present aggressive entries. So when it comes to the slingshot indicator, which you guys can find on TradingView, just type slingshot indicator by Chris Moody. You guys are going to be able to like free of charge install this indicator, and you're going to be able to like follow the trades as well. So the yellow bars just basically means aggressive entries. Like whenever you have yellow bars, right, and the momentum is obviously towards the downside, right, then that just means that it's time to get out, and you can really basically get to make some quick good money. So these are pretty much aggressive entries right over here when it comes to the yellow bars. When it comes to the conservative bars, which I prefer trading, these are denoted by the blue bar with the red sort of arrow, and as you guys can clearly see, it has been pretty accurate. If you look at this one right over here, there you also had some indications right over here, but nothing happened there, but eventually the price had to go down. So it just doesn't happen right there and then. Sometimes you might have three conservative entries like in a row. Here we had about 1, 2, 3. So here it only happened once, and then it worked out. And so I'm obviously looking forward to having another conservative entry signal, and that is most likely going to happen when or if the price of BTC is going to go up and test this area right over here. So obviously you guys understand how the conservative entries are going to be or rather have been working. So whenever the price is going to go close to about 9,708, and then if we're going to go closer to this area right over here, then we might have another conservative entry, and that's where I'm going to definitely be entering. So we might have a situation where the price of BTC just sort of breaks down and just ends up going down. So that can happen as well. But if we look at the daily, right, right now, we just haven't had any higher price entry. So this is one of the reasons why I am really looking forward to today. And obviously there's going to be a point where the trading bots and people are going to be buying, and the price of BTC is obviously going to test this high right over here, and that's why I'm going to be increasing, or rather adding to my short, because I already have a short as far back as 12,900 or some similar price level like that. So I'm obviously going to be adding to the current position that I have. So that's basically what I have for you guys. So the other thing that I really wanted to talk about today is what's the smartest thing to do right now as far as trading BTC is concerned. Because if you look at what's been happening, right, we are obviously in tricky situations, and if you do the wrong thing, right, you might end up losing quite a whole lot of money. So the smartest thing to do for you guys who are very careful as far as your portfolios are concerned, right, you guys can either go into a stable coin such as USDC coin, or you can have like better alternatives to Tether as well. So you can obviously get to like sell your money and get into a stable coin when the trend has been defined. Then you can get back into BTC. Like for example, if we're going to have a very good upward momentum, then you guys can end up buying back. So like that, you don't basically get to like lose any penny. But since the fact that we are in a very good downward trend right now, right, the price might as well just end up correcting to the downside. So if you don't end up going into a stable coin, right, you're going to end up losing quite a lot of money. So if you compare between the two options, the better one is obviously get into a stable coin, which is going to ultimately save you a whole lot of money. Because if you look at the probabilities, right, the highest probability is for the price of BTC right now, or I don't know, sooner than later, correct and lose its value. So you would rather have your money in a stable sort of coin so that you can safeguard your value, the value of your cryptocurrency portfolio, in case the price of BTC dramatically corrects and just ends up going as low as 8,500. So yeah, you can do that. Or if you don't want to like use a stable coin, you can use BitMEX. You can short the price, you can short BTC with a leverage of about 1x, the maximum amount of leverage that you want to use, especially if you want to hedge your money and just basically get to have the same amount of money, or just getting to use some sort of stable coin type of deal on BitMEX. The best thing that you can do is just short BTC at 1x leverage. That's going to give you the same effect as using a stable coin. So that's a very good trick that a lot of people don't know about. If you guys are not really comfortable with using stable coins, the best option is just getting to short the price of getting to short BTC at 1x leverage on either BitMEX or Bybit and any trading platform, because that gives you the same effect as using a stable coin, and then you're going to be able to like make much more BTC like that in case the price of Bitcoin dramatically drops down. So that's basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So we are literally hanging on a cliff, and the price of BTC has been going sideways. It's very boring right now. And if you look at the exponential moving averages, right, if you look at what's been happening, we are about to have a reverse sort of mini golden cross, where the 20 exponential moving average is going to cross below the 50 exponential moving average. So the orange line, when it crosses below the red line, right, that's going to be some sort of very bearish thing to happen, and it's some sort of bearish divergence as far as the exponential moving averages are concerned. So the opposite is very true for a bullish market, right? Whenever the orange line crosses above the 50, whenever the orange line crosses above the red line, you know, the price goes up, because that's some sort of mini bull run. When the 20 EMA crosses above the 50 EMA, is very, very bullish. And ultimately the real golden cross, which is the 50 EMA crossing above the 200 EMA, when that happens, then wow, everybody just goes crazy. So right now we are having early signs of a coming bearish trend. So this is going to be confirmed as soon as this happens. And whenever the price of BTC is going to be trading way below the previous low that we had, and whenever this cross takes place, then that's really going to signify an upcoming bearish, or rather downtrend. So yeah, I hope you guys are going to be ready. And that's it for me today. It's been your boy Mona, aka Beyond 10x. Hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. In case you've got any other suggestions, drop everything in the comment section below.